The Cornish pixie, mostly found in Cornwall, England. Electric blue in colour, up to 8 inches in height and very mischievous. The pixie delights in tricks and practical jokes, all descriptions. Although wingless, it can fly and has been known to seize unwary humans by the ears and deposit them at the tops of tall trees and buildings. Pixies produce a high-pitched jabbering, intelligible only to other pixies. They bear live young. Happy Halloween, Potter Poppets! Welcome back to my channel. So today is the finale. Today is Halloween. Today is my darkest. I think it's the darkest thing I've ever made on this channel yet. You've just seen the thumbnail. We're making a mummified Cornish pixie. I'm quite excited to get on with this. Please don't ask me how I got round to wanting and why I want to make this. It's dark and creepy and it's Halloween, alright, so it's just all very fitting. But if you want to see how I make this Cornish pixie, then keep on watching. And if this is the first time you've seen my face, hello and welcome to my channel. If you love anything to do with Harry Potter, then this is the place for you. Join the magic and mayhem, hit subscribe because I'd love to have you. A massive thank you to these guys. These guys are my Patreons. They help me keep this channel running just that little bit more. If you'd like to know anything about Patreon, it's linked in the description of this video along with my social medias. Go see what I'm up to on those. Let's create this
dead Cornish pixie.
Right guys, let me talk you through. So I have one of these bendable Cornish pixies just to sort of work by. We've got a skeleton here to work round. Now the idea is that I'm going to use clay. There is clay wrapped in this tea towel. I'm going to use clay and only a thin layer, apply it to the skeleton. And then obviously I'm going to have to build, because the skeleton's head's quite skinny, so I'm going to have to sort of make a Cornish pixie head, but it doesn't have to be perfect, because don't forget guys, this thing is mummified. It is rotten. This is a disgusting DIY. So yeah, first things first, we'll move that thing out of the way. I've got some tools here just in case I need them. I've got my rolling pin. I need to take now this clay out of here. Oh my days, I've done that tight. There we go. See, look, you wrap it up tight. This is air drying clay. Look after it. And I mean, even that, look, I had a loose bit here. I didn't realise that bit was there. That's even still, no, that's gone hard. It's not, I don't know if it's usable. Oh, I need water just to keep things smooth. So I'll go get myself a little bowl of water. And then, yeah, I'm just going to mould and roll some clay out to work with. Okay, so I've started obviously thinning in and out. Excuse me. I sound awful as well, guys. I'm still getting over this cold. It's ridiculous. Right, so what I'm going to have to do is obviously do this in pieces, and then we'll just join the little cracks that we make as we go along. So we'll do the head last because I need to sort of mould. Let's get our Cornish pixie back in place the best I can. There we go. And yeah, let's start wrapping this thing. Again, I'm just trying to make this as thin as possible because I want a thin layer of skin, and I kind of want to do it so that you can tell this thing's mummified. So there'll probably be a couple of holes so you can see ribs and things like that. I'm actually quite excited about this, I'm not going to lie. This is just absolutely disgusting, but it's going to be fiddly, I think. But anyway, let me crack on. Okay, you see here, look, I've left a bit of bone showing. This is the kind of look we're going for. We're going to have some bone showing in areas. This thing's going to look gross. This is going to be a very gross Cornish pixie. As always, though, I hope that this is another DIY. Winked. Okay, so that's both the legs done on the torso. On this leg, I have left some bone here showing. So what I want you to do now is I kind of need to build something up here. Still have a sunken effect, but I need to just lay some clay over the ribs to join here, because we don't, obviously it's not a complete skeleton, it's still got some sort of Cornish pixie figure about it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll do the torso next. Okay, excuse me guys, clearing my throat. Okay, so we've got some ribs on show as well. I do love it because the clay's kind of just gone in, so it really looks, you know, even though this Cornish pixie's still got skin here, you can see the ribs protruding through the skin. So grim, so grim. This is definitely something you see in Borgin and Burkes. So I'm going to get the arms done now. Yeah, he's looking really gross anyway, and that's just how obviously we want him. We're gonna have to make a little stand for him, I think, with a pole or something. We'll cut that bit, like, get to that bit when we get to that bit, Susie. Oh my days, what is wrong with me? Let's do the arms. Right, this thing's looking so gross so far, but we're doing it. So now I need to figure out the head. Now, obviously, I kind of want these sunken eyes and mouth kind of still there, so it will be a very thin layer of clay over the face just so I can keep that, but I just need to bulk some cheeks out and make some ears and some little antennae things on her head. And then we'll figure out the wings, but we'll cross that when we get to it. All right, guys? Right, now I need to try and do some ears, and I'm thinking of just stick with clay. This thing's going to be so fragile. But yeah, I kind of need to make an ear shape. They have pointy pixie ears. That is way too big, Susie. Pointy pixie ears. So yeah, I'll just kind of copy this ear shape on this Cornish pixie. It's not going to be exactly, because I'm not very good at copying this sort of thing, but I will try my best. Plus, like we said, it is a mummified Cornish pixie, so the ears aren't going to be perfect, are they? In fact, one of them I might have... That's not too bad. That's not too bad of an ear. I think... No, it's not too big, actually. That's perfect. So we'll get that one stuck to its head, and then I'll make another one the same the other side, and I will be back with you. Right, this thing is looking really disgusting. Like I said, he's not going to look exactly like a Cornish pixie anymore, is he? Because he's mummified. I'll sort that ear out again in a minute. So yeah, I'm going to let this thing dry. I've given it a belly button look and everything. I'm going to let this thing dry over the next couple of days, and then we'll come back and work on it some more. I think this is going to be the grossest DIY I have done yet. Right guys, whilst our clay is drying on our mummified Cornish pixie, I thought, because I said, didn't I need something to put him on, like a stand or something. And I know I've mentioned, I mean, this is like a day or two later, I can't remember now. But yeah, he's still drying, but I want to sort of get on a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to make a stand, and I said that he's quite fragile, and he is fragile. Every time I pick him up to see how he's drying, he is quite fragile. So I thought of putting him in here. I thought he'd be really cool. He does fit. I've tried him and everything. But this thing, it's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, but it's too light. You know, we want it a bit darker. So I'm going to put this church oak wood sheen over this, and yeah, obviously it will darken it up a bit. I have used this in my doll's house on the living room floor, and it is really, really nice. So I'm actually gonna just paint just all of the outside. I'm not going on the inside with it. I'm just gonna paint the outside of this in that, and yeah, let's test it out. Okay, so this is drying nicely. I cannot remember how long it takes to dry, but I'm assuming it's 24 hours, but it's fine because the Cornish pixie clay is still drying. So I've actually done this at the right time, really, because both of these should dry together. It's the Cornish pixie's tummy that's taken the longest to dry, so I must have had thicker clay on there. But that's that. Now let me show you what else I'm up to for this frame. Okay, so I'm sorry if you can hear Matt and the kids. They are playing Fortnite together, so there's a lot of shouting and they're getting shot and all the gory things. Yeah, I found this on Pinterest, just a Borgin and Burkes sign. So I've brought that over to Word. And also I made this mummified Cornish pixie sign. It is not focusing very well, but you can just make out what it says. So obviously I want to print these off, but I want to make sure they're the right size. So I am going to make sure they're the size that I want them, and then I'm going to print these off on white card. Okay guys, I've just found this. This came with some things that I ordered for the doll's house. Now this would go really nice, I'm not going to put it down because the paint's wet, on there with the Borgin and Burkes signs. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to paint this like a burnt umber. You'll see it once it's painted, but yeah, I'm going to get this painted. Oh, I think that'll look really posh. Oh god, I just touched it. Stop it, Susie. Right, stop touching it now. Right, yeah, I'm going to paint this. It's like a darker brown. It is a darker brown, but it'll just make that stand out a little bit more. Oh, I'm excited. It's going to look really, really cool. I'll be back with you once everything's dry and we can start putting things together and paint the Cornish pixie, mummified Cornish pixie. Okay guys, there's been a change of plan because it's too dark. I've been staring at it for the past 20 minutes and it's too dark, all right? So I've made this. Okay, this is nice, and this is gonna go. This is one of them panels, wood panels that I used in the living room of the doll's house. I still need to trim a few of the gold bits. Basically, I just, with a Pritt stick or glue stick, whatever you want to call it, stuck the Borgin and Burkes sign to the back of the panel. And then this is gold trim that you can get from a card making section in a craft shop. And it just makes it look posh, and it's gold foiling, guys, gold foiling. But look at that. That's going to look amazing. That's so much better. Anyway, yeah, I now need to let this dry. Oh, and I have also, as well, I've done a piece off the Cornish pixie. Anyway, yeah, his belly's still wet, so that needs to dry. This is drying quite quickly, but I am going to leave it overnight to dry. And oh my days, yeah, it's coming together. I think this is going to look really, really cool when it's done. Anyway, I'll see you when it's all dry. Okay guys, it is the next day. Now I am going to put a studio light on in a minute. I'm really, really sorry, but I'm just showing you quickly what is going on. Now everything's dry. Even my pixie's dry, so I can paint him today. But we're going to put the sign inside here. This and this I've actually printed off again bigger because it was far too small. And I've obviously, as you can see, put this gold border around these two because it just makes it look a bit more posh. Now look at this, you ready? Doesn't that look fancy? And it's going to look so much better when he's painted. So what I need to do now, guys, I have got my hand in a really weird position holding this camera. Shush washer! We're going to go in here. Okay, so what I need to do now is I'm going to go look at the Cornish pixie, and because I know he's blue, right? The Cornish pixie is blue, but it can't be completely blue. He's mummified. Right, my Cornish pixie is mummified. It's going to be really like rotten flesh. That's gross. This is really dark. So I still want that hint of blue, but I think I need like yellows and greens in there. So I'm going to go figure this out, and then I'll talk you through what I'm doing. We're going to get it painted. This is just so dark, so Borgin and Burkes, so grim. I've got a cold cell there. Where is it a spot? I don't know, but it's doing me in. Okay guys, I've kind of created a system of how I want this. I am going to point out that it doesn't have to be perfect painting whatsoever, obviously, because this is dead. This is a dead Cornish pixie. It's going to look a mess. It already looks a mess, but do you know what I mean? So I've got kind of a system. We're going to go for a first coat, second coat, third coat, and then a fourth coat, but they're not exactly... Let me explain. First coat, we're going to paint the whole thing grey. It's going to be grey, right? Then I'm going to add a bit of a dirty blue. I'm going to try and make a dirty blue with this. I would say this is like an electric blue. Ignore what kind of blue it says there, all right? It's electric blue now. So we're going to make a dirty blue. Obviously, things like his tummy will be kept grey, inside his ears, yada, yada, yada. But I do want a dark grey in like crevice areas like his eye sockets, nose, mouth, you know, and all that. Oh, fingers crossed, guys, fingers crossed. Okay guys, so we have a bit of colour on him now. He's looking more like a Cornish pixie, I think, but a dead one, but he's looking more like a Cornish pixie. Now I do still want to add a bit of blue, but like a very light blue, I think. I don't want the skin too dark, that's my problem. So I think, because what I did, even that grey, I mixed some white, but I wasn't 100% happy, so I've added more white. So yeah, what I want to do is I want to make the lightest blue I possibly can, so it's just a hint. Looking really bluey actually on camera, it's not in real life. Right, I've mixed a very baby blue. All I want to do is run it, just run it up and over, not on the bones, Susie. I keep catching the bloody bones. Anyway, that's it. Just sort of up and mid. It looks really blue on camera, I'm telling you, it's not this blue. It really isn't this blue. But yeah, I don't want to push down too hard. I might not need to go in actually. Because there's already grey in all the indentations, obviously, where I can't even think of my words, where obviously I've put a grey over first. But yeah, look at that, that's quite cool. Not the tummy, Susan, not the tummy, not the tummy, just the legs, sort of round here. There we go. We're going to leave the stomach area. Yeah, I'm quite liking that. I am liking that. Right, I'm going to let this side dry. Oh, I forgot his toes on this side. I do apologise, Mr. Cornish Pixie. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to let that sort of dry a bit and then flip it over, do the other side, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, guys, so I am going to go in with a darker colour. What I've done is I've just mixed a dark grey, and I've got my dotting tool because I personally think all the paintbrushes I've got are a little bit too dark. Dark? What am I going on about? Oh my days. Just a little bit too big. So, yeah, we're just going to go in. I thought I wasn't even showing you then. And we're just going to cover these dark areas. Just some of them. And just some of these little crevices. Just go in with this. You get the picture on what I'm doing. And then, yeah, and then I think he'll be pretty much done. Oh, it's exciting. Right, so this thing is literally dripping wet with dark grey because I really had to get in some of them areas, so it's thick paint. But anyway, now the Cornish Pixie's drying. He's looking, hang on, let me show you. He looks really cool. I like it a lot. Anyway, so while he's drying, yeah, we're all right. What I want to do is obviously I need to stick these into place. So with my trusty hot glue gun, I'm just going to go in and hot glue all these things into place. Then I'm going to figure out how, when he's dry, I'm going to, because I don't want to hot glue him in place. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm going to get him in there. I'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm just going to hot glue these, get him in there somehow. You're going to see photos of this finished piece in a second. And then I'll talk to you about it at the end and tell you how I managed, what I managed to figure out to do to get him to stay in there. See you soon. you have it, guys, our mummified Cornish pixie that you can find in Borgin and Burkes. Right, I just don't even know what comes to my mind when I make some of these things. I really love how he's turned out. I think it looks really cool. I know you've just seen pictures of it, but look how I've got reflection and oh, there you go. Very dark, very, very dark. But yeah, I've really enjoyed making this. I've really enjoyed this Halloween series. I really want to get more creative on the channel. You've probably noticed I don't post as many videos as I used to. Obviously this week's been different because I've had a whole Halloween series planned, but I do post not as much. But that's because, what do they say? What's them words, babe? Quality is quality, not quantity. So quality, not quantity, that's it. I want to be able to bring you videos that inspire you to get creative, or, I don't know, just make you smile. I don't know, but quality is better than quantity, right? So yeah, this was my plan, but I have had this planned out for a while. We're going to have another look at it, yes, of course we are, but that's so cool. Come on, it's dark, perfect for Halloween, but I've really enjoyed this so much. The whole Halloween series has been amazing. If you've enjoyed it though, especially this video, give this video a massive thumbs up for me because it helps me more than you know. I'm going to go find a nice place for this in my Borgin and Burkes section now, and I will speak to you all in my next video. Bye, Pods Poppets.